Good morning. Once again, back on this wonderful Lake Monticello with the old fishermen. We're going to try to catch some more of these white perch. Hey, it's Tuesday morning. We had a humdinger day yesterday. Let's see what happened today. Bear with me. I'll tell you folks one thing. If you looked at my yesterday's video, that we hammered some perch yesterday. That was one good day. At least for about 30 minutes, 25 minutes, it was a good day. That's all it takes to catch a mess of perch if you get on them. We're going to try today. Today I'm about halfway in. I went over where I fished yesterday and didn't seem to see nothing out there. So come in a little shallower today. We'll start in and work out. And I think what's happening, they start in on the hump early in the morning. They a little bit shallower. A lot of times. There wasn't yesterday, but and then they move out. But yesterday we had a lot of sunshine. We got some sunshine this morning, but we've got some clouds moving in. And so it's a different skylight than the bite. So we might be at the right place. There's a bite. But it's, they can skylight them better on the sunshine today. So if that sun stays up, maybe they'll move back out. But hey, where they bite, I don't care as long as they bite. And we got one on right now. We got one on right now. Lake Monticello, Tuesday morning. And there's an average size perch. No whopper, but he's average. Caught him on the gup shrimp. We fishing with a new penny gup shrimp, a wahoo spoon, and a natural gup shrimp with a green head this morning at the top. And got Loney out here with me already diving after my plugs. I tell you what, he won't learn. You can't eat them plugs, Loney. But you know, I see a few fish scattered through here. Nothing like yesterday. Woo. Man, I was tired when I got home yesterday. Them was some big perch. I don't mind telling you. One of them perch weighed 1 3/4 pounds yesterday. That's getting on up there. I'm telling you right now, that's getting on up there. That's getting close to the state record. That's what I want, state record. I think I've caught the state record. I just didn't register it. But if I get one now over 2 pounds, we're going to register that joke. But we had some nice ones yesterday. My goodness sakes alive. What a day it was. I hope we have another day like that. Man, I hope we have another day like that. Hey, day. All right, white perch, get them in here. Another medium size. Well, that ain't too bad. That's about a pound there on a new penny. New penny. Eggs coming out of them too, buddy. They ready. They ready to lay. I think what it is now, I've been saying they're laying, but I might be wrong on that. I don't know. You know, what I say, I contradict myself the next day. But, uh-oh, I got bubbles coming up. That means Looney went down after my plug. But I'm beginning to think now they're just so ready to lay that the eggs are oozing out of them as I bring them up that depth. I'm rethinking that thing because I haven't caught any that's laid out. So they basically just getting ready, probably. And who knows? And I'm catching them out here feeding. If they're biting good, then you can catch them feeding before they start laying. But they bite pretty good right now. But Loney's really aggressive. I got to hurry up and get him up because he's hungry. He's hungry. Tell you, go get him, Loney. I'm tired of messing with you. I should have kept that perch. That perch is big enough to keep, but I'm trying to keep Loney away from my hook. If I throw a fish out there ever so often, it drives them away from the boat. Because they keep diving under this boat. We had 48 foot of water. We're on top of this hump this morning. They keep diving under this boat, these fish will move. And I'm thinking that when they move out on the end of this thing. And we're going to try it today and see if that happens. Because I think the bigger fish stay out in them trees more. They get ready to feed, they push to the first hill. And that point that runs out there is kind of like the first hill from the trees. The first ridge out from the trees. This here's more up on the valley. So, you know, you never know. Cloudy day, they might be a little shallower. That's usually the key. But the water's about half down this morning. It ain't real low, but it ain't real high. And so, you know, you got to go with that too. Tidal lake, basically, without a tide chart. So, boy, I tell you what, it's a beautiful morning. We got a little wind this morning. It's coming out the east. That's coming all the way across the lake to us. So I hope that sound ain't too bad in that speaker. I know how bad it gets. I can't stand it. And they tell me to make a little sponge that you can put over that thing to kind of help. every time I try to do something, I've tried to rig stuff and it makes it worse. So I found out I think I'm better off not messing with it. I got to check into that. But they out here. They're not the size so far that I caught yesterday. Man, what I caught yesterday was humdingers. I mean, they were magnum quality hammer perch. And these here is just a step down. Them hammer perch will run you. Oh, I don't know. That ain't no step down. That there is a nice one. That is a nice Monticello white perch on a new penny. I got no boats out here with me this morning, so I can talk a little louder. Yesterday I was trying to hold back and not get excited. That poor guy was watching me. I got back to the ramp. He said he ain't caught nothing. Lord have mercy, I'd have been drooling. I couldn't have stood there. He's a better man than I am. I'd have been over here on top of him, but he might not have been watching me. I don't know how he couldn't see it. But let me tell you, whew, what a day it was. Man, what a day it was. If they'd have been like that for 2 hours, it would have been awful. I'd still be cleaning fish. It's a good thing they quit. Mother Nature knows how to take care of them. They'll allow you to get a few and then they'll change. They ain't gonna sit there and let you kill them. Not with the weather warm. I've said it before and I'll keep saying it. When the weather is warm, the fish are spin, they moving fast, you better get them while you got them under you, or you won't get them. That's a nice fish. I don't know what he is, but he's probably something snagged. I don't know. Yeah, that's a fish snag. Going in circles. Anytime you pull them up, they going in circles. Your line's going in circles, and that's a snag fish. This is a snag. Looney will get him too. Them snag ones are hard to pull up fast, and Looney can get right on them before I get them in the boat. That ain't a bad fish. You snagged him. Over half a pound goes in the barrel. Half a pound goes in the barrel. Now this jig. One thing about these gup shrimp, the new penny, the ones with color, are softer than the ones with the white ones. The white ones are harder. So it's something they put in them, that coloring, that softens them up. So if you ever go buy them, if you can get them to bite the white, they last longer. The new penny, which I love, I only got one more left, I believe. I got to give me some more. The gut won't send me none, so I got to go back to the store. It don't take long to use 8 of them when they bite. But the new penny and the ones with color seem to be softer. I don't know what it is. They bite good today, ain't no doubt about that. Ain't nothing wrong with the day. I ain't catching but one at a time, you notice though. See, I only got them little blue hooks this morning under me. That means they scattered. They're pretty good fish, but that means they scattered. And yesterday, they were so thick, it was yellow, orange, hardly any blue, because the thicker the body, just like the bottom shows up a yellow. So that means the bottom's thick. Well, if a crowd of fish that comes in, if they come in as yellow, that means it's a thick body of fish to get a signal off. So a bunch of fish will be yellow and orange. And stripers in Lake Murray, since they're bigger, they are yellow like that. And so the more yellow batches of fish that come through, it means a thick body of meat, per se, that it's reading. Shad comes up yellow. But you can tell the difference in the shad. There'll be a solid yellow with little fades around the edges, where the perch, on the other hand, will, oh Lord, he is hard. Woo! That's a nice fish. That could be. He is like a largemouth. What he is might just be a nice perch. He is a largemouth. He's a largemouth. What he is? I don't know. It might be a largemouth. I believe it is a largemouth. It is a largemouth. It is a largemouth. Yes, sir. It got to be. He was coming up the top. What he was doing. Yes, sir. Look at him. I felt that thump. I knew it was a nice one. Look at that. Look at that. Largemouth bass, gup shrimp. He ain't no big one. He ain't no monster. Hey, but he's a nice one. He's a nice one. That all hooked up here. He hit like I've said before, that orange gup shrimp I think looks like a crawfish. basically the same color as a crawfish. Woo, boy, stuck. Look at that. Huh? Look at that. How nice one. That's a pretty good fish. Probably 2.5, 3 pounds. Some good fish. But I got my hook all hooked up here. I'm all in the net. That's the only thing bad about a net. You dip a fish with three jigs, guess what? He gets tangled up in the net. Woo! This ain't a bad start today, is it, people? I'll tell you, you folks, I hope y'all are enjoying this, because I'm sure enjoying catching them. Steve Comalander, Lake Monticello, having a wonderful time already this morning on Tuesday. Not a soul. One other guy was unloading at the ramp and he was going catfishing. Not a soul joining me. And it is nice, my private lake, through the week. And nothing like being able to fish through the week without all that crazy boat action. Oh, you got to love it. You have got to love it. I get wired up when there ain't no boats around me now. Oh, Lord. I forgot what I was even talking about a while ago, the fish finder. I got to go back and relive what I was saying. But the fish finder, if it's yellow and you see little ridges mixed in it, that's fish. If it's yellow, it's all yellow and kind of a little straggly yellow around the edges, that's shad. And sometimes these trees now, I show up yellow like shad, but the trees and fish. So you got to watch that in this lake. A lot of times you be dropping out, think you're on fish, and you dropping on trees, and you won't bring your plug back in. But looks like they're gonna bite. Looks like it's gonna be a bonanza, another bonanza Monticello day. Oh Lord, I keep coming back, and Loney, woo! Loney swatted at it and missed it. Loney, you better stay away from my hook. You understand me? I wish I could paddle them jokers. Back when I went to school, you was a bad boy, they took a paddle to you, honey. Of course, you can't do that now, you get locked up. I like to take a paddle to that bird. Man, he aggravates me. That was yesterday when he took all my stuff. Because I didn't have that on film, thank God. Took everything I had. All right, Monticello white perch, I love you. Lord in mercy. I hope they really produce. I think they do. Seems like when they show up, it ain't long, there's a lot of them. So, all these fish laying eggs, man, you talking about multiplying. You ain't got to worry about catching these out. No, not with a hook. I don't even think you can seine them out of here. All right, kind of got, oh, there he is. There he is. Oh, my, there he is. Huh. Now see, that just shows the difference between one day and the next. Yesterday, we couldn't catch a fish in here on top of this ridge. Wasn't nothing here. They were out of China, 60 plus. Today, they at 45 to 50, 52 plus. Okay. If you think you got them figured out, you better be able, if you're not able to come over here and adapt to these fish, you will not be successful every time you come. Now, you might get lucky and drop on the right spot ever so often, which you will if you come. Can't help but every time you come, they at a different spot. You can't zero in on them. They won't let you. You might zero in on an area, but you don't know what area, what depth in that area they're gonna be at. It's definitely a good area, but what depth is another thing. And what edge of this area they are. It's a big area out here. Big area. So it's all about trying and coming in, easing around till you get a bite. Get that first bite, then normally you won't see them on the fish finder. And you get that first bite, then guess what? When you pull that first fish up, then they start coming up. And then you start seeing a few. So, you people are looking for fish, you might be messing up. You need to look for a place to fish. Now, I keep saying that, and maybe y'all will hear me. A place to fish. A hump next to the deep water, next to the trees. That's a place to fish. In the right depth that you think the fish are. And you do the same thing in a shallower version if they move in shallow. But But you got to have that highway, that deep water highway out from you, or the place to be close to the place that they normally live, which is them trees. And that is the key. Let me tell you, that is the key. Some parts of this lake don't have trees. Guess what? That's the part you don't catch no perch. So it's important. And see, I done got off of them right here now. I went out a little deeper. I need to move right over there. Loney's sitting over there where I need to be. He knows that's where I need to be, telling me to come on, fish over here. You watch these birds, they'll tell you stuff too. You got to be observant what's going on around you. You see, it's some little, I don't even know the name of them. I think my plug might be messed up. There's some little small birds that dive down with these shad, 40 shad. And the loon's always around them. And I don't know what the name of them are, but I'm telling you right now, if you see a drove of them diving, and they scare you now, they won't come up close to the boat, not often anyhow. Once in a while you see one pretty close. So they scared. But I'm telling you right now, you pay attention to them birds, because them birds are on fish. So I watch the birds. They'll tell you a lot of times where the fish are. Sometimes I'll be sitting out here catching them, and I'll look over, and there'll be a bunch of them little birds I'm talking about. That it's not in the seagulls much right now. You can watch seagulls most of the time, but right now you don't see any seagulls much. But you watch them little birds, and you watch them loons. They see them little birds diving, them loons go to them. So it's a key to watch the birds, because a lot of times they're trying to tell you where the fish are. All you got to do is act on it. If you act on it, you can produce. I think it's time to call some in, don't y'all? Stir it up again. I tell you, a lot of times in here shallow like this, 45, 50 foot, and when he starts diving under me, and they do, he'll run them off. I'm convinced of that, and I'll always be convinced of that, because it seems like I catch a few, and Loney gets to diving, the fish move, especially when it's warmer. Now, I said it wasn't any seagulls, and right there, the whole drove of them. I don't know where they come from. Must be trying to make a lyre out of them. Yeah, about 5 or 6 flying across that. There comes another boat. Bass boat, I think. Oh, Lord. Stop. Stop. I had one to hit it, I'll bet you. He pulled my jig now. And see, I see a bunch of bird activity back there in the mouth of that cove. It could be that those perch are back in the mouth of that cove. I hate to leave out here, but it could be that they back there. Or it could be, a lot of times the drove of catfish, the birds get on the drove of catfish feeding too. These catfish in this lake ain't like normal catfish. Them jokers, they'll feed. They'll school and feed together just like bass and stuff. And you see a bunch of birds diving like back there. I don't know if you can see them. Well, there's a good chance there's a drove of fish right up under there. It's probably a drove of big fish. Catfish, bass, or perch. I'm guessing. All right, buddies. Caught a few right there and it slowed up. But I tell you right now, this is going to be a fairly good day. We got to hit them quick because it seems like they quitting earlier than they used to. They might not today with the cloud coming. I don't know. Just got to keep on plugging, see if we can find them. Got on them, got off of them, just that quick. We're going to troll around here. We'll get back on some more. I think they scattered out on the hump today. Yesterday they were grouped up on the end of the hump feed, the big ones. And today they're scattered out on the hump. Boy, that sun's bright. I hate this, when the wind comes from the east like this, I got to hold the boat right into the sun, and it's going to kind of be glaring on the camera, and I hate that, but there's not a whole lot I can do about that because the wind direction I got to kind of hold against the wind. I'd like to be making the circles, and when I do that, it blows so bad in the speakers, but I'd like to be just making circles, just constant circles. And I probably will have to do it as fish slow up, because a lot of times that's the only way they'll bite it. A lot of times, if you ain't making a circle, you're not gonna catch them. You can troll straight, they won't bite it. But you change directions to that doggone plug, and they will take it. They will take it, people. See that? I changed directions. I pulled around a circle. What happens? I get a bite. It's a secret, and I figured that out on my own. But you got to change directions on a plug. Look at that, what a nice perch. Ain't nothing wrong with that one. That's a quality pound perch on a natural gut shrimp. I tell you, I go to bed at night, my arms hurting so bad. Wouldn't be for ibuprofen, I wouldn't be able to get back out here, I don't believe. But hey, I'm tough. I'm gonna keep on going. I got a lot of spirit in this old man yet. When I get to catching these fish, I feel like I'm 20 years old again. I forget about my aches and pains. I forget about everything but zooming in on these fish. I get wired. This old fisherman gets wired. You talking about a natural high? Fishing is a natural high for me. I tell you, people say, are you on drugs? I don't take any drugs. I don't drink. I don't smoke. All I do is fish. And I do love it. I do love it. You got to admit, for a almost 66-year-old man, I'm pretty spunky. I might hurt, but I'm spunky. Hey, they hitting it too. This will make you, this fishing will keep you young at heart. Young at heart is the key. You look in the mirror, you don't believe what you see. But young at heart is the key. You remember that. They're doing a little poetry out here today. Oh boy, I crack myself up sometimes. I crack myself up sometimes. Come on, white perch, let's make a show. Show and tell on Monticello. That's what this is. Kind of like back in school. Show and tell. We're doing a lot of talking right now. We ain't doing much showing. But we're going to. I promise. I'm going to catch one more and let you go. But my wife, if I keep these long clips, I don't know what she's going to do to me. It takes a long time to upload something. Y'all don't realize when you upload something on a computer, it's a lot slower than downloading. I didn't know all that. Boy, I tell you what, I'm getting to be a computer whiz now. That's stuff I'm learning that I never thought I would be able to do. I remember when they first come out with iPhones, I had to have a flip phone. I ain't about to touch no iPhone. And now, you couldn't give me a flip phone. So you old folks out there that still got your little flip phones, you don't know what you're missing. You need to get you an iPhone. It costs a little bit more, but Lord, look what I'm doing with my iPhone. I'm making you a video. Huh? You can't beat it. I wouldn't go back to a flip phone. That'd be like going back to without a trolling motor. Had to paddle around here. Couldn't do it. Once you get a taste of modern technology, and I said once in my video, and I'll tell you this, I don't know which one is better, the old days or the good days, but I'm gonna have to restate that. I will say that in a moment. I think technology is the good days. Oh. Hey, my daddy could come back now and see these iPhones and me taking a video catching fish and putting it on what they call YouTube. He wouldn't believe it. He just could not believe this. They didn't even have trolling motors back then, hardly. and now we've taken pictures, upload them on a computer. Cameras is obsolete. Regular camera, obsolete. All right, come on, fish. Talking too much again. Every time I go to talking, I don't catch any fish. And I know they're here. I just got to get on them. But I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to let y'all go this little episode. We caught nice bass, 1, 2, 3, about 8 or 10 perch. Hey, we're going to be back with you in another episode in a few minutes. Steve Comalander, Lake Monticello, on another wonderful day enjoying life, doing what he loves, fishing for white perch.